I find that letter very strange. I find the handwriting very strange. It's a bit dramatic.
She's an actress.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
She was really getting in the zone when she wrote that letter.
But I would like to think, because I like to think good of people, that she actually did write that in genuine concern. But, I mean, the dad going and selling the story on, I mean, that is
disgusting.
Despicable. But I think they're going to be on the Jeremy Kyle show soon. I feel like they're perfect contestants.
I actually cannot believe that her dad would have sold that to the... But I think that would... I mean, I adore my dad, but I think that would be relationship-breaking for all time.
It's unforgivable.
Unforgivable
Well, to put it into some sort of context, on Thursday, People magazine, basically they spoke to 5 of Meghan's closest friends who said they were compelled to speak out after being concerned about what they say were lies in the media and what they were doing to Meghan and her unborn baby. And they referenced a letter that Meghan had sent to her dad. And then the dad said, actually, it isn't quite as it seems. This is the letter and this is what she said. So that's sort of where it's all come
so he's had that letter for a while and not made it public.
And I suppose we don't know if he's got any money for it.
But then, obviously, she authorised her friends to speak to People magazine, and in there was their version of what had been in that letter, and he was like, well, that's not actually what's in the letter, so he released the letter. But you just kind of think, in a way, they're both as bad as each other, but he is the parent, and I think as a parent, you've got to just put your parental love above anything else and just go, I'm going to step back now and make, you know, my daughter's life easier. And I think if he just said nothing to anybody, eventually they would probably sort it out.
Because I was talking about this on Friday, saying I worry that she's doing what you would do if you were in Hollywood, which is try and sort this out with...
Well, Diana used to be quite manipulative with the media. She would meet certain favoured journalists and give them the version of events and then pretend that she knew nothing about what had been said. But those were different times. I think social media now, you know, you say, as you know, you say one tiny thing and it just goes... So I think you've just got to be smarter. And I think you do what William and Kate have done, which is get on, do the job, keep quiet, and eventually people see the real you through your actions.
You know what it's like when you've had either the press turn on you or social media turn on you and this sort of thing. But have you ever had anyone within your own private circle turn on you that people are saying that her dad has?
I mean, I've had to get rid of friends out of my circle for selling stories, and that was really sad for me because... You know, they do get contacted, they get tempted with money. And I went through a bit of a stage where I'd tell one person one thing because I didn't know who was telling the tales on me. I'd tell that one that one that. And then I would know. I used to keep a notebook because I couldn't remember what I told them. And then I knew if that got out, that's the person selling the stories.
My favourite colour is blue, Syra. My favourite colour is pink, Jane.
Would you then confront them or would you just ghost them?
Block, delete, get out of my life, don't ever talk to me again. And regarding my family, my mum's rung me before from the front room going, and my mum's not the quietest, she speaks really loud. Gemma. I'm like, yeah? There's someone knocking at the door. They're shouting through the letterbox they want a story on you.
Oh, my God.
And we've had that. And, you know, for Meghan, my father is everything to me, but he would never in a million years sell out on me. And, you know, when they do want to do interviews with my family, I make sure my family, you know, no offence, my mum likes a bit of extra spending money to go to the garden centre. So I'm like, look, you can speak to my mum, but just look after her. But... they wouldn't do it, one, without my permission. And, you know, it's not that it's manipulated, it's just they don't really want to be telling all our private family stuff all the time. And I really do feel for Meghan, because a lot of people said, you know, she's an actress, she wanted this, she wants to play the role of the princess, but I actually think she really loves Harry.
I just think it must be agonising to have your dad put that out like that. I mean,
It's ultimate betrayal.
I mean, I've had stories done in the past.
It's a tricky line, I think, with the media these days, because a lot of people do spill their guts on social media, so then the traditional media think, well, if they're putting that out there, then, you know...
True. Yeah, it's a fine line.
It is a tricky line, but a handwriting expert looked at this. I mean, as I say, she does calligraphy, which I did think was a bit odd when you're writing to your parent, that you do very sort of like you're writing a wedding invitation. And, you know, my own personal opinion, again, I think it was written with the view that that letter probably at some point it would be likely it would be made public.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think she got someone to write it, like my book? She sat on a chaise lounge, took a cup of tea and said, write this letter for me, please. I'm relaxing. Yeah.
Million pieces.
Have you read your book?
No. I'll be honest, that's why last time I come on, I was like, no, this is too much. They're exposing all these women.
The handwriting analysis lady says elaborate flourishes, which she has, flourishes above D's and H's could mean she's a narcissist.
Oh.
She is a showman or showwoman or show person, we have to say these days. Uneven baseline, whatever that means. She could have wavering self-control.
So controlling.
Wow.
I read controlling into all of that. Yeah, wow.
Hey, Royal Sussex Squad, welcome back to the one place where we tell it like it really is. Today we're diving into one of the messiest, most disgraceful examples of media manipulation and betrayal. Meghan's private letter to her father and how it was twisted into tabloid trash. Buckle up, because we've got receipts, realness and some royal truth to serve. So, let me get this straight. Meghan Sussex writes a deeply emotional, personal letter to her estranged father in a moment of vulnerability, and somehow he thinks the right move is to run to the press and sell it. Oh, come on now. That's not fatherly love. That's a paycheck dressed in betrayal. And for people to sit around critiquing the handwriting? Really? That's what we're doing now? This woman does calligraphy. It's her style. Not a secret code for narcissism. Meanwhile, we've got so-called experts on TV panels pretending to psychoanalyze Meghan from the swoops in her letters. But guess what? You don't need to analyze flourishes to see the truth. Meghan was hurt, heartbroken and betrayed, and yet they want to call her manipulative for defending herself from the lies being sold about her. Please. And here's where it gets even messier. Some of these people want to say she wanted this, that Meghan somehow signed up to be smeared, mocked and exploited. Since when is being a wife, a mother and a human being open season for cruel media games? Let's not forget, 5 of her closest friends spoke out because they were terrified of the lies the press was publishing, lies that were affecting Meghan while she was pregnant. These friends weren't out for clout. They were trying to protect her from a system designed to tear her down, and yet the media flipped that into a hit piece too. Shocking? Not at all. That's the same system that tried to destroy Diana. Meanwhile, Prince Harry, is doing what real men do, protecting his family, standing by his wife and calling out toxic behavior, even if it comes from inside the palace gates or the pages of the tabloids. He's not playing the royal PR game, and thank goodness for that. He chose love, truth and integrity over silence, and we salute him for it. Let's be clear, the real issue here isn't calligraphy or carefully worded letters. It's the constant bullying, gaslighting and disrespect thrown at Meghan Sussex, simply because she refuses to play the role the British media wanted her to play. And honestly, that's why they're mad, because she's unstoppable. So if you're tired of the spin, the smear campaigns and the hypocrites pretending to care, then you're in the right place. This is Royal Sussex Squad, where we stand with Harry and Meghan through it all. Drop your thoughts in the comments, tap that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you love what we're doing, don't forget to hit that super thanks to support the squad. We'll see you next time, fam. Stay loud, stay proud, and stay royal.